Lovelorn, The Twisted Love Series, Book 1. Written by Amy Manemann. Narrated by Tracey Rooney. I sat up in bed with a gasp, heart pounding in my ears. My limbs were twisted in my sweat-soaked sheets as the words echoed in my head, along with the wail of a police siren. The dream was the same as the night it began all those many years ago, the night my father died. The screech of grinding metal, the shatter of glass, and the wail of police sirens. And there were gentle hands and the worried faces of my grandparents as they hovered over my hospital bed. It was my grandfather who softly uttered the words, which did little to soften the blow. Having lost my mother the year before to cancer, losing my father in a car crash was a crushing blow. It was just a dream, I reminded myself, a recurring nightly dream. But if it was just a dream, then why was I still hearing a siren? With a start, I realized the sound I was actually hearing was my cell phone ringing from the bedside table. 3 o'clock in the morning. This couldn't be good.
Harper, we've got another body.
Damn. Not exactly the words one wanted spoken huskily in their ear this early in the morning. Then again, Harris was never one for beating around the bush. Begrudgingly, I actually admired that about him. However, I kept that information to myself. His head was big enough without added compliments. Same M.O.? My feet hit the floor and I began to gather my clothes. Heading into the bathroom to get dressed, I put him on speaker, setting the phone down next to the sink.
It's out of our jurisdiction, but we've been called in, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah.
Harris blew out a breath, like this case was wearing on him. It probably was. He's been on it since the first body was found in Love Park 6 months ago. The press labeled the homicide as the Lovelorn case, and it just kind of stuck. Harris pulled me in the day I walked through the doors of homicide, stating he needed a fresh set of eyes to go over the details. 2 long months and 3 bodies later, we still weren't any closer to catching the guy than when I started.
And you might want to bring an extra pair of shoes. I heard it's messy down there.
Hairbrush in hand, I paused, cringing. Definitely not what I wanted to hear. Good thing I hadn't eaten breakfast yet. Text me the address and I'll meet you there. He hung up without a goodbye, something I was also used to. He was a man of little words, unlike my last partner. Shelby used to talk my ear off when we were out patrolling. I enjoyed our friendship immensely, but it was nice to not have a partner who felt the need to fill every empty silence with endless chatter. Harris's text came through as I was slipping on a pair of old patrol boots that I would more than likely toss after the crime scene visit. I wasn't surprised to see it was another address in West Philly. It bothered me that our perp was targeting the west side, especially since we had yet to find anything that would connect our victims. There were 3 to date, with this being our 4th if it checked out. All of the victims were Caucasian females with vaguely similar backgrounds, unmarried introverts with no nightlife that anyone can attest to. In fact, from what we had gathered, all the women typically went from home to work and back again, never varying from their regular routines.